Well, if you're a citizen of a federally recognized tribe, and if you get stopped, you better, if they're real eagle feathers, first of all, the U.S. Fish and Wildlife or county or whomever, law enforcement, has to be able to recognize that it is an eagle, because there's a lot of folks, like anything, there's a lot of eagle feathers being sold, and that's a no-no. I know of two individuals who would say, yeah, right, Bob, you're right, you can't do that. They're, I think they still may be in the prison, but I carry, these are bald eagle feathers. And this is a golden eagle in blue. They're beautiful, beautiful. Now, if I get stopped by a law enforcement agency and they're able to identify an eagle feather, they can demand to see my permit. And I just simply says, here they are, and I'll put out, and I'll, in it. And I will also have, I already have one made, just in case. I'll have, well, I did one with my Cherokee Nation photo ID. And at times they'll say, do you have another piece of identification? I said, yes, I do, but this is sufficient. Of course, I don't want to end up in jail, so I go ahead and show them the driver's license. Because some of these folks are rednecks, folks. They don't like that stuff. And now, if I were to give, and the word is not give, if I were to gift this eagle feather to J.C. Forekiller, the procedure is, and it's not, and it's pretty well accepted because that's a U.S. Fish and Wildlife has said that is no other. There's several different ways, but the one that just really just kind of proves to them that it's legit is, I will have to write it out. My name, citizen of a federally recognized tribe, Cherokee Nation, Oklahoma, registry number, I put that in there. Then I have to put in bold print the word gift, and I have to identify the eagle feather that I'm going to give JC. Give JC Forekiller an enrolled, that's a key word too, enrolled citizen, Cherokee Nation, Oklahoma, federally recognized tribe, registry number, whatever his number is. And I said, for purposes, for the gifting of purposes to be used in ceremonial and stomp dancers, that's our culture. You have some stomp dance leaders, they got those hats, they have the eagle feathers. And I have to provide a copy of my permit, just like this one right here. Then I have to get a copy of JC's permit. Would be like this, but now we don't have that. This is a long time ago. This one we had white cards and blue cards. I would have to have a copy of that, and to be really safe, I will notarize it. Have someone a notary do that for me. And then that way, if JC ever gets stopped, he has documented evidence that I also, a member of a federally recognized tribe, gifted him this eagle feather. And all he has to do is show whatever law enforcement agency that is asking him to, and it's something. I have to have my contact number, my number in there for if a game ranger, federal or state stops him and he has it hanging from his rearview mirror or whatever, and that's the procedure. That's the legal procedure. Now, there's no boy from Jay who works at the National Fish and Wildlife Repository in Colorado, and I spoke with him when we were in Denver about 2 or 3 weeks ago, and he said, "Oh my gosh, you should see the number of requests we're getting, but they're not federally recognized." And so what we have to do, we have to draft a letter that says, until the law changes, that says that we can issue eagle feathers to non-federally recognized people, that we still have to follow that. And now, interesting thing, several years ago I took a dance troupe. I had a drum group and about 20 dancers. there's probably been, it's been years and years ago. We were boarding an airplane in Kansas City, and we had the big drum, for those guys singing, and we had all the eagle feathers. Well, they stopped us, and they said, we're not sure what that is in the bag. It went through the scanner, and it was the guys that dance and the women with plumes. It was showing up on that. So when they came in there, I said, well, what I will ask is, and so I asked the supervisor, I'm not raising the issue, I said, but what I'm gonna ask is, even you as a TSA cannot touch the eagle feather, you're in federal violation. Huh, he said, kind of like, watch me. I said, okay, at this point, I'm gonna ask your permission, we're gonna video you. And he said, well, I don't know. He said, I said, you can inspect those, but whoever bag that is, whoever belongs as eagle feathers, let that person take them out of the bag and in front of you show whatever, but you cannot touch it. Irrespective if you're a federal TSA agent. And knowing that's your job, you're doing your job. And what was funny was, I said, probably might be best if maybe your supervisor is in on this, because this is something that we've traveled all over the place, and this is the first time we've been asked to, but you certainly have that right to. And so we're gonna go get the manager overall, Casey, Casey, I can't say international, pretty soon. Oh man, he looked like he could have been Pittsburgh Steelers, Kansas City Chiefs lineman. I mean, this guy was 6'8", big African American. He came over there where we all at, and he took one look, and we had eagle feathers laying there and stuff. And he said, y'all listen up. I mean, just loud, boom. He said, this stuff is juju. No one touches it. It's juju. You let it go right through. That's all. He said, you folks, I said, I'm going to have cultural training here. I said, yes, sir. I said, we know the people that can do this. And another time, my son and I were coming back from the Great Lakes. We wanted to, of course, I don't never miss. When I go to powwow somewhere, depends on where I go, first thing I load up my golf clubs and fishing stuff. I'm going to play some golf and fish wherever I go. And we were way up in Toma, Wisconsin. That's Ho-Chunk country up there. Ooh, it's good fishing up there. We went fishing up there, and coming back, we also were going to stop in the Ozarks somewhere, I can't remember, Cassville somewhere in Missouri, do some trout fishing. We get stopped at a check. I guess they were checking for driver's license or drinking and so forth. And it was county, it's Berry County in Missouri. And he was a former highway patrolman, and he saw my son's bustle hanging there with and then eagle feathers. He said, it was just always get toward dark. He kind of shined. He said, those might be eagle feathers, right? I said, yes, sir, they are. And he shined right on me. He shined the light. He said, I'm assuming you're Indian. I said, well, we're not Hispanic. Indian. And he says, okay. He says, I'm assuming you have a permit for this. I said, yes, sir. My youngest son in the back and my oldest son up there, we all have permits. Oh, yes, we do. Would you like to see them? No, I'll just go on. Well, in fact, I would. He said, because I want this to be training for these other law enforcement. There was a city, Cassville, and Berry County, and highway patrolman there. And he's a former trooper in Missouri. And I said, sure. So we showed him our permits. And I said, oh, this is great. I said, I love this. I said, so that means now that they're aware of this. Now, I said earlier, you have to be as an enrolled citizen of a federally recognized tribe. Now, I believe I'm correct in this, but a lot of us that travel expressions on their faces and the cards. Folks, I can't even tell you. My family